What's up, good people? Welcome to my channel, Chillinwithlanda. If this your first time clicking on, then hey, welcome. If you're not subscribed, then become a part of the crew. Hit the subscribe button, like the video, leave any comment down below. I love a good engagement, and if you're not new here and you're returning, then you know what's up. It's time for a story time. I have a good story time. And let me just tell you, having a Storytime channel really has brought people out of the woodworks. They've been crawling from under, they've been crawling from out of the woods, y'all. They've been viewing my profiles and just watching me. And I'm not talking about family or, I'm talking about people I haven't seen in years. I'm talking about, and they watching. But let me tell you, don't start nothing, it won't be nothing. And let's get into the video. So this story time, we're going to be talking about my good friend, or once was good friend, Red. I've talked about her in a couple story times before. If you haven't checked it out, what are you doing? After this video, be sure to go check out some of my previous videos in my playlist and catch up on my life events, past and present. And I think you would like it. But anyway, I've known Red since high school. In high school, girls wore quick weaves. We wore a lot of bobs, and I didn't wear a lot of weave myself. I wore like a lot of wet and wavy ponytails, and I would have the stylist cut it into a diamond cut to where the tip, ended at the back of my back so it can have some structure. Spray that thing down with some water, and I had my big ponytail, just big braids with the weave added to it. That was my consideration of wearing weave. I just started wearing wigs now, and I barely know how to do them. So that's why I would throw on a good hat and get gone. I appreciate a good hairpiece though, because I can just braid my hair, put it on, and go. But in high school, I didn't know nothing about no wig. And Red, she was a quick weave girl. Red, her staple hairstyle was a good bob. Red loved her a good bob. She rocked it very well. Very beautiful girl. Sometimes she would switch it up and have her long bundles. She also used to wear a lot of red hair because she was, I don't know, that was, her name is Red because she was light skinned, but red was her hair color. Red would wear red weave, but it was quick weaves, bonding type hairstyles. We wasn't on wigs just yet in high school. So I'm in lunch one day and I'm waiting on Red to just meet up with me because that was our thing to do. And she's walking up to me, y'all, and something is on her forehead. And if I could add a picture of how it looked back then when I was looking at Red, if I could find a close picture, I would add it somewhere on the screen. And she's walking up to me, and I'm looking at her forehead. I'm like, what is wrong with Red's hair? So Red is like getting closer to me, and it was the strangest hairstyle I've ever seen in my life. I had never seen, Red was the first girl I've ever seen wear a lace front wig when we were in high school. She was the first woman I've ever seen wear a lace front wig. And in high school, I don't even know if we was calling them lace front wigs, y'all. It was a new thing to us, but she was one of the first girls I've ever seen wear a lace front wig. So she had now graduated from her bobs and her bundles and her sew-ins to wearing these lace front wigs. And so everybody's looking at her, and I'm not gonna lie, Red popped it off. Like I don't know about other schools, but she popped it off at our school with lace front wigs. Everybody's staring at her, girls looking at her. At first it was weird, y'all. It was really like, girl, it wasn't done right. But nonetheless, Red was the first girl I've ever seen with the lace front. So after that, of course, I started seeing other girls inside of the school with lace front wigs. My family members started wearing lace fronts. I went to my cousin's house. She had on a lace front wig. So lace front wigs started to become a thing. By the time I was in like 11th or 12th grade, I was perming my hair. Yes, I had a lot of hair. I have a lot of hair. And it was just, I couldn't tame it when I was in high school. I didn't know how to do my hair. So I permed it to make it easier to work with. And I used to wear like, I had a bang and I used to dye it cherry red. I had my own thing going on. I was cute. But yeah, Red was just one of the first girls I've ever seen wear a lace front wig before. We're going to fast forward. We graduated. She has an apartment in these raggedy places we stayed in, and I had an apartment. She was working at Burger King. I was working at Toys R Us. We were young and broke. We didn't have no money. We used to go to the church, y'all, and get pantry food. They used to give out free donation food, and me and Red used to walk across the street, and we would get our basket full of food. Yes, we did. Yes, we did. We were young and struggling. So we would hang out a lot. Me and her would trauma bond a lot, and we was really like each other backbone in a lot of situations. When I needed something, she would help me. When she needed something, you know what I'm saying? We would help each other out. So one day, I'm hanging at her house, and we're on the internet. We get tagged in this post to come to this kickback, this party, this wild big party. And I'm not even sure who hosted this party. It was so long ago. I just remember it was just supposed to be this big extravaganza party. A lot of people was tagged on it. A lot of people had already marked that they was going to be there. The flyer looked fire. The models was fire. The location was huge. We knew the location. So I'm like, yeah, let's go to this party. Red like, yeah. Of course, the conversation comes up about what, ladies? Hair. So she had a car. We get in her car. The hair store was literally probably 5-minute drive from where we stayed. We go to this hair store in the hood, and we're walking inside of the hair store. You walk in, the music is blasting. We can hear 99 Gems on the radio. They playing Trina in the background. Who the baddest? Who's bad? Yes, in the hair store. So we end up vibing. I can see Red is gathering like a bunch of bundles. Like red hair, blonde hair, long hair, curly hair. Now in this hair store, they have the bundles and the wigs, like the good wigs behind the counter. But back then they did not. Like, you can just grab and pick all the bundles and wigs you wanted at leisure. And so Red is grabbing bundle after bundle, pack after bundle. Now I'm looking at her, but I'm thinking maybe she's just picking up all of these options because she's a girl. She like her hair. Maybe she want to lay them out and pick and choose her colors. She want to pick and choose her size, her pattern, her curl pattern. I'm thinking that in my head. So I continue walking around in the store, listening to the music, jamming. I'm going looking at some, I don't wear weave like that, as I said. So I'm going to look at the dang on slot, the sandals they have. I'm looking at the earrings, the jewelry. There's everything inside of the hair store, ladies. Y'all know that. I'm looking at the lip glosses. I'm over there looking at the head scarves and stuff like that. Love me a good hat. So some time has passed by now, and I'm in the front, and I notice, some items was behind the counter where the cashier was. So I walked to the front, and what I needed, I asked them, can I look at it? I can see that the cashier man was looking inside of the camera. That's not a bad thing, because when you're owner of the store, you're working, you're going to check your cameras every now and then. But he just kept looking inside of this camera, and I could see on the camera he was looking at Red, but I knew that Red wasn't doing anything. I knew that she was just picking up all of this hair because, like I said, maybe she just wanted to pick and lay out and see her options. So I didn't think much of that either. So I get what I wanted from him, got the little pair of earrings I wanted and stuff. I walked back to Red. Red got a hand, like her hands is full of hair, y'all. I'm talking about hair banded. And this, I don't know how y'all hair stores is. Do y'all have, okay, this hair store that we were at had girls in the back, and they would do wigs. They did braids, but they mainly put on lace front, like wigs for girls, inside of the back of the hair store. So you had to go to the front of the hair store, tell a guy you want a quick little 30-minute appointment, and one of the hair store worker girls, they would go ahead and put your wig on for you. So Red is like, I want to get my wig done real quick. And I was just thinking, like, where did this come from? You said we was just finna come buy some hair so we can go to this party. She was like, no, come on, let's go to the back to get my wig done. So I didn't really question her too much. I did think it was a little strange, but I followed suit. It's getting a little hot in here. Let me cut this arrow. But I followed suit, and we went to the back of the hair store to where the girls were doing hair. Now, when you're inside of the store, the guy in the front can see you on camera. But when you're in the back of the store where the girl's doing hair, there's no cameras back there because it's like a little cut-off section, like a little room, right? So we're in line. Red is behind me, and I'm in front of her. As we're waiting in line for the girl to call Red up to get her wig done, I can hear just a bunch of plastic crackling and, just like she's just stuffing something. I look back to my right and I see Red stuffing her bag. She had like this little book bag she used to wear on her, y'all. So I immediately turned my head forward because I ain't got nothing to do with it. My name Bennett and I ain't in it. Because why would she do that? So I still fear her like fumbling, but by me, using me as a shield, stuffing stuff in her bag. And I'm just like, oh my goodness. So once Red finally stopped fumbling and she got every wig and bundle stuffed into that bag, she taps me and she's like, Londa, come on, let's go. So you don't have to tell me twice. I already knew what was going on and why. So I hurry up and I get out the door. And mind you, my stuff was paid for. We make it out of the door. We get in the car and I'm snapping on Red. I'm like, Red, don't put me in these situations no more. Like, let me be a criminal on my terms. If I want to do something, tell me about it and let me agree to the terms. Do I feel like going to jail today? Do I feel like getting beat up today? Like, let me figure out if I want to ruin my day. Don't ruin my day for me. So we're having this conversation in the car, of course, and she's just apologizing to me, and she's looking at the hair as now she drove her car there, but now we got in the car so fast. I'm in the driver's seat, she's in the passenger seat, and she just got all her bundles out on the floor of the car, and she's looking at all of this hair, and she's like, oh, I want to wear this blonde hair. I want to wear this blonde hair. And I'm still mad at Red. I'm like, Red, don't ever do that to me again. We get over that little conversation and time has gone on. Now, mind you, that hair store is very popular in my area. Everyone goes to it because it's in the neighborhood. It's convenient. It's right there. I'm not with Red this day, but next to that hair store is a corner store. So one day I went to that good corner store to get me a good sub. They sell subs and chicken and fries, food. So I go to that corner store and I use my food stamps that I had when I was eligible because they won't give me food stamps anymore. But back when I had food stamps, that specific corner store allowed you to get hot food. So it was very popular. Plus the hair store is right next door. So I would go in there and get me a little sandwich and I would go, chill and eat. And I'm walking past the hair store and guess what I see on the door? I see Red picture on them people door, the hair store door. And they have like a collage of people that steal from the store. They have your picture on it. And it has her picture. Her in the aisle picking up bundles and she just like on the picture and it says thieves, no enter, something blah 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 like that. And I'm just like, oh my God. Like they got Red picture on this damn hair store. So I call Red. I'm like, Red, girl. The hair store people got your picture on the door at saying you were stealing. She was like, nah. I'm like, yeah, I snapped a picture, I sent it to Red. We couldn't believe it. She thought it was the funniest thing in the world. Red thought it was so funny. She really thought it was funny. I didn't find it funny. But I mean, it wasn't me. They didn't have my picture. So I mean, if she like it, then I love it, right? So time goes on just a little bit more. Time goes on. And now it's getting close to this party. She didn't want to use the blonde hair anymore. Red wanted to use a different wig or weave. So I'm like, Red, you got like 3 wigs. You stole like 3 wigs. You got like 4 bundles, girl. Make it do what it do. Like, make it work. And plus, these people have you banned from their store. Of course, there were other beauty hair supply stores in the area, but this specific store, y'all, you don't understand. This was the store. This was the neighborhood store. Like, we grew up at this store. This store had everything. When that hair store don't have it, this hair store has it. So she wanted to go to this hair store, and I'm like, Red, you are banned, girl. They have your picture on the door. Red wasn't hearing it, y'all. She wanted to go back to this hair store and she wanted to go ahead and get her a new hair piece, another lace front wig. We're together that day and I told her, I said, you know what, Red, I'm not going in this hair store with you because they're not going to have my picture on the door. And I'm not stealing. I'm not the one that my bra strap keeps, it's so annoying. I'm not the one that needs this hair. I'm going to wear my curls and I'm going to style it up. I'm not going into this hair store with you because I know what you own. I knew she was just going to try to take it again. Y'all, she worked at Burger King. She worked at Burger King, and we were barely making it. So I was just like, girl, I'm not going into this hassle with you. We pulls up. Red gets out. I'm sitting there. I put the seat back because I'm relaxing. Not even 3 minutes later, the door swung open to the door of the beauty supply store, and I hear yelling. She have her finger up. The guy got his finger up, and he's pushing Red out of the door. He's telling her to get the F out of this store. And yeah, so she had no choice but to just back up. She was talking smack to him. She was calling him racist names and referring to him about, being an Arab and stuff like that. Just being just crazy, girl. So she eventually gets in the car. She took her backwards walk of shame back into the passenger seat, and I put my seat back up, and we drive off. And I'm telling you, I told you, girl, your picture is on the door. You is not allowed in these people's store. Why did you try it? So she's embarrassed. She was like, "Oh, I didn't go in there to try to steal. I wanted to buy hair." Who you talking to? You talking to me, girl? I know you like the back of my hand, girl. You didn't have no money. You don't have no money. You trying to steal on people's stuff, and he caught you and kicked you out. So now she was embarrassed. Eventually, she picked one of those wigs that she had to make it work. And now in those apartments that we stayed in, it was only 2 stories. Now, Khadijah stayed on the 2nd story, but in the building across from her was a girl, and we're going to call her T. T was an older girl. She was not old, but she was older than us by maybe 10 years. And she was a kitchen stylist. She did hair. She did hair in her kitchen, y'all. She did hair in her kitchen. She had a lot of clientele. She even did my hair a couple times. She did my first sewing ever. And when I tell you, you couldn't tell me I wasn't fly. She hooked me up. T was a good stylist. So sometimes Red would get her hair done from T upstairs. That's just natural, right? So, and we all became pretty cool because, we would be in there drinking and talking. She's professional, but I mean, we're in her apartment. Like, girl, bye. We in there talking, and we all got close at some point. Red wants her hair done again, right? Because this is her thing. She likes getting her hair done, and rightfully so. So she asks T to do her hair, and of course, T agrees. And this night, we're all in T's apartment, and she's just prepping to do Red's hair. And now, Red did not take out her hair. Red did not take out her hair because T did the 9. T would take out your hair. T would wash your hair. I'm talking about old school stylist. She would do everything. So, Red did not bother to take out her hair. So, Red is sitting in a chair, and she's like kind of like snipping the little threads in the back of her lace front. And then I'm sitting on the couch in the living room, and I'm watching TV because T is in the kitchen prepping her, her stuff to start working on Red's hair. It's a good vibe. Now, as T is, getting closer to start taking off Red's wig, it's just, everything is going good. But she got to the point where she took the threads out of Red's hair, and now she lifted the wig, and it's to the front now, right? And you know how sometimes that cap just still be stuck here, and you got to get it off and or whatever. So I'm sitting there, and we're all laughing. We're having a great, good time. I don't know. T got to spraying some things on Red's scalp, and so we're like I said, we all drinking a little bit. So I get up a little bit, and I start getting closer to T and Red because they're in the kitchen. I'm in the living room. I want to get closer to talk to them. So now I'm close, and I have a good visual of Red's head, of her hair, right? So T is spraying some things on her scalp to try and get the lace off, and as she's spraying, I'm seeing like red, like on her scalp. So T is still spraying, she's still spraying, and she's pulling the lace away, and I'm like, oh, I'm very squeamish, y'all. I can't, when things look raw or look like it hurt or just sore, I feel like I can feel it. So T is just steady pulling Red's lace front off, and Red scalp is ruined. Again, if I can add a picture of some sort here to give you an idea of how it looked, I'm talking about it was inflamed. Her skin, it had, how you have that tan, ladies, from wearing the lace front so long, it had a tan line. and it looks like her skin was peeling off. It was inflamed and irritated, and my God, I just got quiet. I was like, oh my God, friend, like, Red, like, what's wrong with your edges? Like, y'all might say, well, how didn't you see her edges? Because Red have her hair done all the time. I don't, have you ever met a woman who have their hair done all the time? Like, you never really see their natural hair, not even for a day. Red was one of those girls. So in between styles of her hair, I never really got to see her natural hair. And I was just like, oh my God. Now, ugh, it just make my skin crawl. I felt so bad. I was like, friend, how did you let your scalp get this bad? And I just have a side note. I have a question, and it's a genuine question. It's a genuine question. Do you think that wearing wigs, lace front wigs, can be an addiction? Like, isn't it an addiction is something that you have to do all the time, and you just feel like you can't live without it, and you can't go without it? Like, isn't that what an addiction is? Like, do you think women can be addicted to wearing lace front wigs, especially in today's time, to where your scalp looks like it's gonna peel off your skull, and you still want to sit there and have somebody glue something on your scalp? I'm not even, and this was years ago. Scratch Red. I'm talking about today. Do you think that wearing wigs is an addiction for women, especially black women, to where our edges are leaving? Well, not mine, but to where your edges are leaving and you don't even stop. I would want to think that if I was to start wearing glue on my edges and wearing lace front wigs, because I feel like if you do it right, maybe your edges can be saved. Maybe you just had a little tan line. But I feel like if I was to start wearing lace front wigs and I see that my skin and my scalp is starting to get inflamed and I'm going bald around the crown of my head, I will cease and desist. Like, I will stop immediately. Immediately. So that's just something I really just want y'all true opinion on that. Do you think it could be an addiction, women wearing wigs today? And so back to the story. And so I'm just sitting there like, friend, your hair. And this is what pisses me. Ooh, he's so cute, little baby. This is where things get a little bad. Although T did great hair, T had the girls looking good. I'm talking about she made women look good, feel good. She did my hair a couple times. My hair turned out fire. But T proceeds to wipes Red hairline, and she grabs the new wig, and she proceeds to prepare to glue it down. I thought good style is supposed to reject certain things when it's not good for the client. I just feel like, that's why I say an addiction, because T also wore wigs all the time. She didn't have eyes enough to see that, hey, this girl is losing her edges. Let me not do this. Anyway, we move along. T puts on Red's wig, and I was just flabbergasted. It gave me a whole different outlook on this wig thing, because one of my good friends, she's smart, she's beautiful, and not to mention Red had a good amount of hair under those wigs, and she rather destroy her scalp. It made me get a different outlook on wigs than in stuff today. And I'm serious, like it's an addiction, I think. So anyways, the wig is beautiful after T installs it on Red's head. I'm talking about the edges were late. Back then, those little two swoop edges wasn't out just yet. It was just like a little, the old school. Her little edges was laid. I'm talking about T styled it and layered it to the gods. It was beautiful. So at the end of the conversation, I stepped out of the apartment before Red did. I'm not sure what they talked about. However, when we got home, Red did mention that she said she paid T about 20% of the fee. And when she got paid next Friday, she was going to pay T the rest of her money for doing her wig, right? I'm like, okay, cool. I'm just there listening because that's not my business. Like, yeah, she's my friend, but That's your money. That's your deal that you made with her. So I'm just listening. And so time goes on, time goes on. In that week of the time span of that week, we did hang out with T a little more because she was a hairstylist and we were all cool. When she would be up there doing hair, me and Red would go up there to hold conversation, to just kick it with her, with girls, you know. So I'm not sure what they talked about in that week time span, but I ain't hear them talk about no money. Time, little days goes on. Now Red car has broken down. We're walking now when we hang out. The good thing about it is everything in my city is very, very close, walking distance. So we're walking to the corner store to get food. And I see Red just frantically texting. She's very mad. She seemed very irritated. And I'm like, what's up, girl? What's wrong with you? She's like, oh, girl, this the girl, this, this T. She keep bothering me. I'm like, what's wrong? Why T bothering you? Oh, she keep asking me about that money. She keep asking me about that money. I didn't say nothing, y'all, but this is my friend, so I'm not really going to say nothing at first, but it's like, okay. In my head, I'm thinking, well, you owe her. You said you was going to pay her the money. So she's still frantically texting. We eventually get our stuff from the store. We back it back to her apartment. We're in the room chilling. She's still frantically texting. She's mad. She hot, y'all. She mad. So I'm like, girl, you still texting T? She's like, yeah. She telling me she want her money on Friday. I told her I was gonna get her the money Friday. What? She don't have to keep texting me about it. So I'm like, yeah, just Friday, just make sure you pay T the money that you say you was gonna pay her. So she was like, I told her I was gonna pay her the money Friday. I don't know why she keep texting me, why she keep calling me. So a little bit of time go by. Red stopped texting, and all of a sudden, I just hear Red's phone keep going off. I'm talking about ringing off the hook. It was T. So Red was ignoring the calls at first, but I'm like, yo, you just should answer the phone and tell her, like, yo, when you have the money, you're going to give it to her, because by you not responding to her, she's going to feel like you're running off on her. So she eventually picked up the phone for T. She picks up the phone, and T is like, yo, I don't want this to go ugly. Like, we're cool and all of this, but I don't want this to go ugly. Like, it's Saturday. Where my money? So Red is just like, I told you I was going to pay you. And T was like, well, you said Friday. She was like, well, I don't have it right now. I don't have it. So T was just like, well, you could at least just call me and tell me that. Like, I feel like you dodging me. And if I have to catch you, it's going to be something. So when T said it's going to be something, Red got defensive. She was like, and what you talking about? Is you threatening me? What you trying to get at? So T on the other end, like, this is on speaker, and I'm sitting there, and I'm like, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Because it had nothing to do with me. So so T is like, yeah, I want my money. Like, if I have to walk over to your apartment, it's going to be some problems. So Red was like, oh, well, you know where I stay at. You know how girls argue. You know where I stay at. You know where I stay at. Pull up, pull up, pull up. T was like, no, girl, you know where I stay at. Pull up, pull up, pull up. So I tell Red, girl, stop arguing with T. Hang up the phone. Pay the girl as soon as possible. Red hang up, and Red is talking big shit. Red, my dog. Now, Red can't fight, y'all. I've seen Red beat up a girl or two. I've seen her handle a man or two. She can fight. She's a tough cookie. She was talking big crap, though. She was saying, well, I don't get paid until the next Friday. She gonna get the money when the hell I give it to her. And I'm just like, oh, okay. Oh, and she charged too much anyway. My track slipped out in the back. I shouldn't even pay her the rest of the money. Like, she was just talking big crap, y'all. Big crap. She keep calling my phone. The next time she call my phone, I'm going to tell her by herself and tell her this, and that. And that's why she got roaches in the house. And she can't do hair. She can't do this. She can't do that. She got all these... Now, Red, when we hang out with this girl, you don't say nothing like that, Red. Red, we be in T house having a good time, Red. And I told her this. I say, Red, but when we be in this girl house, you don't say that. Like, if you feel this way about T, just pay the girl. And let's not go over there anymore. And don't let her do your hair anymore. It's simple to cut people off. Red is still talking big dollar. Red is talking big dollar. Red is talking big dollar. And I'm sitting there and I'm listening. Like I said, Red car is broken down. We have to walk through the hood on these 2 feet to get where we want to go and what we need. So we're walking down this street one day. Now, T had a car. We're walking, and me and Red is talking. I seen a car look like T car. I wasn't sure. This is Miami. It's a big city. It's a lot of cars that, if you have an Altima, it's like 1,000 other Altimas in your city. You got a Kia. It's gonna be 2,000 Kias of yours in the same, because we're huge. So I didn't think nothing of it. But I see it again, and I tap Red on the shoulder. I'm like, is that T car? So she was like, oh, I don't know. I don't see the sticker in the back, because I guess T had like a little sticker on her bumper or something like that. So Red was like, nah, that ain't her car. I don't see the sticker. So I just continue with my conversation, and me and Red, we're talking. We're almost back to the apartments. We're very close. Before we hit that stop sign, this car pulled up. I'm talking about stopped us in our tracks. We couldn't even like put our foot down on that pavement. We make it to the stop sign, and this car just right in front of us, right? I'm watching. Guess who hop out? T. T hops out. She fast walking towards us. I didn't care. I didn't have not a fear in my heart. I didn't care, because I didn't do no wrong. I did nothing. So I didn't have nothing to worry about. So I'm standing there watching, observing. T is walking up fast to us, and I see Red on the corner of my eye, and she's just frozen. She's standing there. So T approaches us. No, she didn't approach us with aggression. No, she didn't walk up and punch Red in her shit. No. She was like, so you thought I wasn't going to catch you? That's how she was talking. And I was just standing there again. So T was like, you thought I wasn't going to catch you? And Red was like, what you mean? I told you when I get paid, I was going to give you your money. And T was like, it's days later after Friday. Where's my money? You thought I wasn't going to catch you? And Red was like, I got your money. You just need to let me get to the house and go get your money. So T was like, no, where is my money? I need my money right now. And as she's saying that, she had like a battle stance. Like as she was saying that, she was backing up. She was pulling her pants up, and she was flicking her hair back. Y'all tell me what that means. So Red is like, I need, when I get to the house, I'm going to walk over and give you your money. T was like, no, I need my money right now. And so Red, you know that book bag I told you she always have on her back, so she fling it to the front. She goes in her wallet, and she pulls out some money. I can't even tell y'all how much the total was. I don't remember. It could have been $80. I'm telling you, it was very cheap back then. It could have been $80, $90. I'm not sure. But she pulls out the money, and she gives it to T. T didn't say anything. T snatches the money, turns around. She walks back to her car, and she skirts off on us. And me and Red is standing there looking stupid in the middle of the street. I look at Red, and I do like this. And I pull her hand, and we continue walking home to our apartments. And yeah, you can just say awkward. You can just say, yeah, you put your foot in your mouth. She was talking all that big stuff about how she was going to approach T and do this. All behind some wig, some money. Just, Red, why did you... I don't know. I don't even know if she even see my channel today, because a lot of people is coming out the woodworks, like I said. Girl, if you see this video, why did you... Girl, over a wig? I hope her edges look better today, y'all. I really do. I'm not even trying to be funny. I'm not. I'm really praying that her edges has healed and has grown back, because what I seen that night was terrifying. It was diabolical. It was just unacceptable. I really hope your edges grew back, girl. But she was dead wrong for all for wigs and weave. Ladies, give it up. It's like a drug. It's like a drug. It's like a drug. I would snatch this wig off so quick and wear my damn puff so fast. Honey. But yeah, child, she left us standing there looking like two fools. Well, she left her standing there. I ain't have nothing to say, because that wasn't my battle to fight. I didn't owe the girl no money. I didn't get my hair done from her. So, yeah, she didn't, let's just say Red, she didn't really say much about T after that. I don't even know if the girl, because time went on, I moved with Bo and life goes on. I don't even know if she still got her hair done by T after that. I don't know the update after that situation, y'all, with the T girl. But yeah, she pulled up and she got her money, as she should. And I think I'm done with this story time, y'all. If y'all enjoyed my story, go ahead and let me know down in the comments. Like the video, of course. Please get me to 200 likes. I would appreciate it. Subscribe to my channel and hit your notification bell so that you can keep up with me and know when I upload. And let's do what it do, baby. Until next time, I'm out. Love y'all. Peace.